I hate missing time raising my son. One thing for sure, he'll never have to do the things that I've done. I want him to benefit from the life that I've lived.
BMF was an era, a cultural phenomenon. Shit that ain't never been done before, shit that'll never be done again.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now, today we're going to be talking about the BMF documentary, Blowing Money Fast, Episode 8. This is my review. Down below, I want you guys to let me know, how did y'all like the whole documentary in whole? This is probably one of the best documentaries that I've saw. I mean, we got 8 episodes. It was all solid. We got a lot of insight on what was going down in the BMF organization. And now it's come to an end. And we ain't got that much longer for BMF Season 2. I cannot wait for it. Now, you guys, make sure you checked out my last few videos. I did the BMF Season 2 B Mickey What to Expect video, so I want y'all to check it out. Leave y'all predictions on B Mickey's character. And I also did the What to Expect on Terry and Markeisha. Leave your predictions on that as well. We will continue to get ready for BMF Season 2 airing on January 6th. We were almost there. But let's talk about Episode 8, the finale of this documentary. And man, you knew eventually it was going to come to an end, and that's exactly what we saw in this episode. There was mentioning how Meech did not want to go out like Scarface. We know Meech was arrested, where they was coming in the last episode to arrest him in Texas, and his whole thing was, look, you know, I looked up to Scarface, but I ain't trying to go out like him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get smoked. I'm trying to still live. I still got a family, you know, to take care of. I want to be alive, and that's something that he wanted to do. So, of course, they said when they arrested him, it was pretty much like low profile, wasn't too much drama or a mess going on with it. I mean, it was pretty much easy for them, right? Now, arresting Meech in Texas, that was just part of the game plan. Meech's lawyer did mention that it was like an illegal search. He didn't see what the hell was going on, but he ended up finding out that they had a 42 defendant indictment in Detroit. So, of course, that was the whole, you know, the big game plan for them to go in. Of course, Meech wasn't the only one arrested. It was other members as well. And it was just a big, you know, bust across the whole organization. So it was looking real bad for BMF. Now, could you imagine being on the run for months and months and months? We had some members in BMF that was in the documentary, and they was talking about, you know, they was on a run. You know, they didn't want to get arrested or get caught, but eventually they knew what was going to happen. I mean, could you just imagine any little thing that you hear? I mean, probably will set you off, because you'd be like, man, that's the boys. They coming for me. They going to get me. Eventually, it's like, man, you know, I might as well go ahead and do what I got to do, because that type of stress, it'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Your nerves will be through the roof. And they even mentioned, like, once Meech got arrested, it was kind of like he finally was able to breathe, because he was like, man, I ain't got to keep looking over my shoulder no more. You know what I'm saying? It's finally over, right? Now, we know they was trying to give them life. They were trying to give these boys life. They could not get a bond at all. They tried, but of course they was denied the whole bond thing. We know, based on the facts, that they had a strong, very strong case on Terry, more than they had on Meech. And that was one of the things that they was talking about. Like, man, we got a lot more evidence on Terry. And then when it was going over evidence, a lot of the, you know, wire stuff was brought up once again. They did say Terry was having conversations about Meech, pretty much just causing trouble for the whole family. We know it was some tension in the air between the brothers. They was not on the best terms around that time, and it was kind of sad because they really needed each other. But we know it was a lot going on. We know it was a lot of stuff going on within the organization. So, of course, they didn't see eye to eye on a lot of different things. We know Meech did not like phones. We could hear him in the documentary talking about, I don't like phones at all. He didn't write nothing down. I mean, all these things that Meech was doing as far as, you know, the business, they didn't really have enough to even try to get him for real, because it was like, look, he don't write nothing down. It's kind of hard to trace anything back to him. They even mentioned in the documentary they couldn't really prove Meech sold any drugs 100% at all. All they can prove was this dude was just partying, hanging around celebrities and stuff like that. That was, you know, most of the evidence that they had on him. But remember, they just wanted to prove conspiracy, right? They wanted to prove that Meech was a boss in all of this. So that was their whole game plan. They wanted to get this to trial. That way they can convince everybody else that, hey, he is the boss of this organization along with his brother. And that's what they really wanted to do. Now, we know what really messed a lot of different things up besides the whole wiretapping. Doc Marshall, they talked about this guy once again. We knew about this guy. They was talking about how he was working with the car business. We knew he was a weak link a few episodes back when they discussed some of the things that he was doing. And in this episode, they said, look, this dude said, you know what? I'm going to give you all the financial documents about BMF. I mean, he was talking about all types of different things, giving them everything they really needed. And all that did was give them more evidence to make this whole conspiracy thing that much more convincing, right? So they was getting some intel. That whole Doc Marshall thing with the cars was a lot. And they end up getting charged with money laundering for all those years not paying taxes. I mean, they wasn't playing around with trying to, take this organization down. We know Charles, the father, he ended up getting charged as well with money laundering. And of course, they said the house that they had in Atlanta was in his name. So he was getting dragged in all this stuff as well. The DEA, they was going at the family, y'all. They was going at the family. And this is when, things started to change, because Meech and Terry is like, man, we can't have them going at the family. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that to happen at all. We got to do something about this. I mean, these dudes are sitting up here saying, look, y'all going to get life if y'all are convicted, right? So it's like, man, you pretty much are forced to take a plea deal. You know how the system is. They're going to go in there and present all this stuff, and it ain't going to look too good. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, man, we had to figure out what we want to do. I did like how they brought your boy, White Boy Rick, into the documentary. He did talk about how he always supported Meech. He said they did not deserve no 30 years for a drug crime. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, come on, we got people that's been doing all types of illegal activity, and they get way less time than this. I mean, it's the system is really just rigged. And if you black, you already know what time it is. You're going to get more time than, a lot of other people. So they was going up against the system, and y'all know how the system is. It's going to drag you straight down. They had Lucille in the documentary, and she was talking about how they was pretty much trying to get Meech and Terry to go against each other. We know Meech was upset because he's like, man, they got, the majority of the evidence is on Terry. They ain't really got a lot on me like that. And it kind of upset him. And, him and Terry, they did have some issues, but we know they end up agreeing just to take the plea deal. And once that happened, they mentioned how things kind of just died down everywhere. And it was like a dark cloud hit, right? They had T.I. in the show, talking about how some of the things in the city changed. And, BMF, they really inspired a lot of people and helped a lot of people out. And it would never be another BMF. And it was also mentioned how BMF became the culture. They influenced a lot of people. We know Little Meech ended up coming into the documentary. They showed more of his story. And it was kind of sad just to know, like, growing up, you see your dad, you got to continue to go and see him locked up. You don't really get to have him around like everybody else. And he went through a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. Him and his moms, it was a mental challenge for them. But the good thing is Little Meech, he pretty much came in and he set a new, wave for the whole family. Because for the first time, they was able to really do things the legal way. And we know Big Meech wanted his son to play him in the show, right? So we know 50 Cent was able to get Little Meech in acting classes and got him together. And now we're seeing BMF the show, and he's doing a solid job. And as Big Meech said, I mean, this whole show, it pretty much helped bring him and his son closer. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because the son, he's actually, being able to relive his father's life on a screen the legal way, and ain't nobody getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody selling drugs. Everything is good. And they did mention how Meech is more happy since the show came out. I mean, I'll be happy too. I mean, to see your son play you, and how your life used to be, and just seeing the whole story replay out, and it's all legal. I know he's proud of his son. And I did like how they had Lucille in the show, and she talked about how, in the future, turning BMF from a negative to a positive, because a lot of the times when you hear BMF, you think of drugs, you think of all the stuff that they did in the 2000s. Of course, what's not really talked about, and I'm glad the documentary showed this early on, is the things that they did for people. They actually helped a lot of people out financially. They supported a lot of people as well. They didn't have to take in some of the members that they did, but Meech wanted to treat everybody like family from all walks of life. And that's exactly what we saw within the organization. So I'm glad that that was mentioned in the documentary. Now, we know they end up getting 30 years, right? We know Terry did get released. I believe they said May of 2020. And we know it was like some medical conditions going on and the whole COVID-19 thing going on at the time. A lot of inmates was getting released. And of course, Terry, he was one of those inmates that was able to get approved and get up out of there. So Terry, he's out. He's good. Everything's good with the family. Ain't no drama. I know a lot of people did ask, like, man, why isn't Terry in the documentary? But you got to think, like, all the stuff that Terry's been through. I mean, with the wiretapping and all the drama and stuff within the organization. I did see some people mention that he didn't want to be in it, which, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Terry is like, hell nah, not this time. Y'all ain't got me on tape. I ain't about to be in it. You know what I'm saying? I let my brother Meech tell it. And of course, people that was around. But it's all good. I mean, we still got a good story. It was still a solid documentary, in my opinion. They also did mention that Meech, he tried to get the same type of, deal Terry got, getting released early with the whole COVID thing going on. But they denied him, right? So Meech is still serving his time in Oregon. And they said he's not supposed to get released until May of 2029. But we shall see. I've been hearing all types of different things. Some people say he should be getting out early. We gonna see. You just never know with the system. They say somebody gonna serve all this time and then all of a sudden they get out early. Some people, they end up serving more time than they got in the first place. So we know the system is crazy. They do what they want to do, plain and simple. That's just how it is. But overall, man, I really did enjoy this documentary. It was solid. We got 8 good episodes. They was flying through. You know what I'm saying? Those 25-minute episodes was flying. I really wanted an hour, but so be it. They gave us something. Now, we got to continue to wait for the BMF Season 2 show to start. Hell, they should have started that shit tonight. It should have just came on tonight. You know what I'm saying? It should have came on Friday. They might as well just gave it to us a little bit early since the documentary is done. But we got a few more weeks, y'all. We will be getting BMF Season 2 January 6th. I cannot wait. I want to thank you guys once again for supporting your boy, watching these reviews each and every week. I know some weeks we get them out late, but we still get them out. But all I'm going to say is this, 2023, it's about to get crazy, y'all. We got all types of different shows coming. I'm really just taking my break. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just chilling out because I know it's about to get real busy and it'll be here in no time. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.